pushing that halfway mark. Most of them are pushing that, but I want to show you a few other things this morning. We still have the pattern I spoke of yesterday. The breakouts would still be absolutely awesome on a weekly chart for us. If you look on the daily chart, hi everyone, welcome back to my channel for another trading day, and today I will look again at cryptocurrencies hitting those crucial weekly levels and also some good news on the daily charts. Brent oil, that resistance level, gold, Forex, and also at individual currency strength and the dollar index. So quite a lot to cover. Dollar index, see, gapped up after a great run yesterday. Last night gapped up, missed completely the level and selling off. So what's happening? Still think we still should see that level, but if it falls from over here, it's very weak. It couldn't even retest the moving average. So if it falls from here and it starts to come down the page here, that means we're sitting with a seriously weak dollar. The coup de grace for the dollar at this stage, for being a little bit bullish, is to stay above that intermediate high on the double bottom. That could be the retest. Maybe this wasn't the retest. That would be the retest and then run up the page. But at this stage, the fact that it gapped up and fading out, we'll see by tonight and tomorrow morning what happens. But this is not good news for the dollar. We then move to cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin's still pushing that halfway mark. Most of them are pushing that, but I want to show you a few other things this morning. We still have the pattern I spoke of yesterday. The breakouts would still be absolutely awesome on a weekly chart for us. If you look on the daily chart, you can see that intraday indicator here, it's turning flat. Tomorrow, day from now, it's going to be blue. A lot of the others have turned blue, showing that we are starting to look at bullish trends on the daily charts. Won't say that will work, but you know, it's better than nothing. So at this stage, we're still waiting for that breakout. Polkadot, if you see here, it's pushing and holding for now for the week above the halfway mark. If we move on to the daily charts, it has turned bullish already over the last week. That's something that is very significant. You can see here, I like to trade the slope direction lines, to not trade them, but to show me direction. And you can see here, for what a long time we've been in a bearish trend, and now suddenly it's turning bullish for now again. So are we going to see a run like that? I believe so, but anything possible at this stage. It's cryptocurrencies. XRP fading a little bit on that level. It tested the 50% mark. It actually broke it if I correctly draw it in. Oops, now I'm moving the wrong lines. That one there, if I bring it down to the correct space, if MetaTrader wants to work with me, if it's at the right level there, it did break slightly through it, but fading a little bit there. But if you look on the daily charts, yet again, look here, turning back bullish on the daily charts. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to fly. That's potentially the power we're going to need to push it through this sideways pattern on the weekly charts. Then XLM, pushing, fading slightly on that one there. Daily charts also turning bullish at this stage. So a few things to watch. Chain link, sorry, breaking and holding just above that 50% level. So close, but holding that level. So still keen. Look on the daily charts, turning bullish. So it all wants to turn bullish. That's why I said so important that we close above the halfway mark of this. That will confirm everything for us. Solana battling with that level. However, daily charts turning bullish. So we will have to keep an eye on them. Before we continue, thank you for today's sponsor, Inkasu. Do you struggle with customer queries that takes up all your time? Contact Inkasu to help transform your website customer focus with an integrated AI staff member. For more info, check out the link in the description. Dogecoin, strong bounce from here. Halfway mark there, 50% level there. That's what I'm after, the close above that. If you go to the daily charts, busy changing bullish. We'll see by next week. Then moving on to the currencies and other stuff. I showed these trend lines. I'm not going to go through all of them again. US yen, it's just the break. It's busy coming down on a weaker dollar suddenly, as I showed in the beginning of the video. Dollar was up there earlier this morning, now dropping to the third spot. Still bullish on the 4-hour charts. I would still do that. You can see how it flashes here with the Aussie now just fighting for that second and third spot. So let's allow it, but there's pressure on the dollar definitely coming in. But this might be the buying opportunity into something on the retest. Aussie New Zealand, I showed you this for the last few days. The test, look at the perfect test. So the market confirms this structure there and there. So the market loves this. So finding longs here would definitely be some of the better things to do with your time. Brent oil, I showed you this rising trend line. Yes, we had one close above, which alleviates some of the bearishness of that trend line, but the gap down, let's see. We didn't close below, so I couldn't short anything there. But if this can close well back on the long black candle, the trend line is still in play. So just be aware. That's why I'm saying it. Just be aware. Gold breaking out now out of this sideways consolidation. There, see there, we had the bigger consolidation, the break, walking the line, now the breakout. So with the dollar being weakening, as I showed you in the beginning, it definitely pushes gold up the page slightly. Any stop loss that we've got on gold is down on these lows. So when it breaks through that, any longs should be just closed out because of the consolidation, not the consolidation, making a new high. Maybe this is running well up to the all-time high, but stop losses down there definitely at this stage. Look at New Zealand yen. I've been showing you this falling trend line for a few days, 1, 2, 3, but look what's happening here at the bottom. Rising trend line, bottom, rising bottom, rising bottom, rising bottom, and yet again some nice long lower shadow candles. So something here, if you can get an entry here and you feel good about this, that's something to look for. Some long positions here. New Zealand still very strong, yen bottom of the pile, so definitely something we want to do, but this is more of a longer term trade, anticipating a little bit the breakout there, hopefully for a big move up the page. Look at the pound Australian dollar. I showed you this test 1, 2, 3, the break on the 4th attempt. That's why I said don't do silly things chasing like crazy, but this is the levels, the areas. You can see here the old support there, the retest there. Anything we do here, stop should be up there. This could be for a nice leg down the page, maybe to this next trend line here. So we could see it's a bit of a longer term trade. It might last a few days or maybe a few weeks or a few months even. US CAD, big break there, retracement, shooting stars, long upper shadows. Look at this nice candle reversals coming in here. Now it's time to consider some shorts here on the weakening dollar. Anything that we do here now should have stop either up there or stop up there. It's a little bit of a longer term view, these trend line trades. So let's see what happens there. Pound US, nice one, rising, low, bottom, another bottom being created there. A little bit of a hammer candle confirmation. So maybe on a little bit of retracements, take your favorite entry strategy and look for some longs there. But if it's going to break down, it's tested 1, 2, 3. If it breaks down, get out and we will reverse then in a short direction. Dow Jones, falling trend line coming in there. The breakout there, I showed this yesterday to you. Really interested in this. Euro Swiss, look at this nice wedge pattern. Look what happens here at the bottom. Maybe a little bit of a nibble down here, and then on the breakouts there would be something else that you can do. But remember, the trend is bearish there, so we try to be nimble. Anything that goes below these levels, that should be reckoned as a stop loss. Then the pattern is going to fail. Nasdaq, beautiful, tested. As I said yesterday morning, I want to get the gaps. Now with the gaps being filled, not completely filled, but anything long here, I would like something to close above the halfway mark of this long black candle, then I can consider some longs up the page. Same with the S&P 500. Testing the gap, didn't fill it, stop loss below the gap. Any 4-hour close above that would get me to nibble a little bit on the long side, especially as the dollar is weakening. That's what I'm looking for. And then finally on the Euro US, just look at this little pattern here I spotted here. And definitely look at the support coming in here. Yeah, Euro US there, not good, but with the dollar fading, this should be good. Looking for some longs here, but it's always difficult taking a long in the sideways ranges. But then also we can add on the breakout and hopefully for another nice run up the page to those highs. That's your minimum target objective of a falling wedge. But guys, trading isn't just about my insights. Please fill up the comments below this video. You can support this channel by checking out all the links in the description. Thank you for joining me today on this trading journey. Remember that trading carries risks, so do not forget to trade responsibly and never ever trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Can't wait to see my next video. Until then, trade well.